fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the Alive Church Xfinity Series here on Championship Night as we take on Phoenix Raceway. I'm Dean Doucette, he's Adam Newton, and we'll be joined shortly by Mr. Wesley Outland as well. Exciting night here, Adam, the championship. 2 guys in it, 1 man will come out with the championship.
Yeah, it ought to be a good race. Hope it's better than one we saw today.
Well, no doubt it will be. We always have better shows than they do, no doubt. Daren Bruce, your leader, 3-point lead over Jason Jackson. Bruce, not renowned for his, shorter tracks, this little different style track. Jason Jackson does like it. I mean, we'll see how this plays out. It's going to be really interesting. I think Daren put in a decent qualifying effort, but, 2 guys, really, and an outside dark horse shot with Lance Ripka, Buckshot Ripka. I don't think he could accumulate enough and have enough disasters happen at him, but it's going to be fun watching these top 2 tonight.
It is, and right now, the way the speeds look and whatnot, I think that we're definitely going to have a dogfight. I know that traditionally some guys do better at these tracks, but one of our championship hopefuls, he's starting second, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Lots to play out here tonight. You look in on the track here. Very, very tricky track. Of course, the guys through the dog leg just after the start-finish line, they will not be able to cut the track, I don't believe. So staying above that yellow line, that's going to make a difficult track to pass on. Way more difficult. So track position going to be huge here this evening. There's a look at Eric Whiting out here turning some laps. You got George Rincon on the track. Looks like Rincon's got a little different variation going tonight. Still got the Goodweiser on there though.
Yeah, good looking car.
Absolutely. There's a big possum. Jason Brantley. Adam Recker. I think Recker could be a factor here tonight. There's Buckshot Ripka. Could he pull a miracle here at Phoenix? The Phoenix, not known for gambling, but, if this was Vegas, I guess he'd push all his chips in on him. Put it on one of those 400 to 1 spots.
Oh, yeah.
And there's Torgerson. Torgerson's been on a bit of a heater across a few series. Maybe he can come up and do something tonight. Michael Fleming rocking the East Coast web printers machine. So much intrigue. Can't wait to get into this one. Who you guys got out in the chat between Bruce and Jackson for the championship? Who you got for the race? Who do you want us to turn the camera on? Shout out your driver. Don't be shy. It's just a keyboard. It's not hard. It can be tough for us, can't it, Adam, to get to that keyboard?
Yeah, that is true.
Look at Daren Bruce practicing pit entrance, something he dominates at. And that looks wildly aggressive there. So Bruce trying to figure it out here, and that's exactly what you should be doing. warm-up coming to a conclusion. Just about ready to break loose here as people start to grit up. Let's get into tonight's starting grid. It'll be George Leal with a time of 27.164. He will sit on the point here tonight. Daren Bruce, championship competitor and leader by 3 points, will start on the outside of row number 1. Row 2, you've got Ripka and Wrecker, 2 contenders in this race to be certain. Claus Williams will start 5th, with Michael Fleming starting 6th here tonight. Jason Jackson, our other competitor, not a bad starting spot for him, in 7th. Michael Ottaviani will be on his outside. Michael Kennedy will start in 9th, and he got a win the other night. Unbelievable. Just a few races in to the series, Kennedy grabbed into the RGR Racing League, I should say. He grabbed a win. We'll see if he can back it up here tonight. Tony Ratliff will start in 10th. It's a Toadman and Jason Spear in row 6. And we'll let you find your favorite driver a little further back, looking like a 26 car field here tonight. Everybody getting wound up and ready to go. And is Mr. Newton ready for championship night?
Yeah, let's see if Daren can bring home the hardware. Be his first championship in here.
All right, George Leal leads him down. Tricky little starting spot. There's the restart zone, and we are green flag racing here in Phoenix. Leal gets through. Looks like Ripka gonna try and come through. Bruce will try and hold him off on the high side.
Man, they got a kind of bottleneck back there in the back right now, but wow. I was hoping Daren would get a really better start than what he did, but he's fighting back on the outside on Buckshot
So
right now.
are we showing favorites up here, Adam?
I'm pulling for Daren. I hope he can get a championship.
All right, there you go. In the booth, Adam Newton pulling for Daren Bruce. Others pulling for Jason Jackson. He down on the bottom. He's trying to make a move on Fleming. That battle for 6th spot.
Yeah, got to be careful with the inside wall. There's been a couple cars through the field that have cut it really, really close.
So everybody getting lined up here. Little battle a little further back. Jason Spear back there battling. That's the 88 of Paul Travis. Of course, tonight's race brought to you by the Alive Church. Live fully alive. And we got to say, we're happy to announce Mike Brown still kicking out there and fighting. They can't keep a good man down. Successful, I would say, triple bypass surgery. So we're still thinking of you, Mike, and hope everything is getting better and better.
Yeah, that was good news to hear before the race, that everything went well for him.
Out front, Bruce has taken the lead while we were sleeping here. Daren Bruce to the front. Holy smokes, let's get a replay, see what happened. You see here, and Leal gets a little loose coming out of 2. Bruce takes a peek. It looks like Leal was just willing to give up the inside there or miss the corner. Bruce takes advantage. Through he goes to the lead. So how about that? On a night where he needs to beat Jackson and nobody else, he takes the lead. That's an important point, Adam.
It is. And, with this traditionally not being a favorite track for Daren, he's certainly showing he's got some strength tonight, and that's good to see.
It really is. So Bruce, Leal, Ripka, Wrecker, and Claus Williams, your top 5. Jason Jackson looking steady, rocking that yellow line, and that's what you want to see when you're, at least what I want to see when you're here at Phoenix, staying low, saving that tire.
Yeah, but we've definitely seen with this setup this week, you know, a lot of guys have been rocking that high side and getting monster runs down the straightaways, and you know, that pays dividends on the long run. And you know, George Leal traditionally is really, really good here, so we'll see what these guys got up front, you know, over this long run in the next couple laps.
Yeah, Leal didn't put much of a fight up for the lead. I think he's got a plan at him. He's going to stick to that plan. Bruce's plan, let's go lead some laps, baby, and I love that plan too. Look through the field here. Everybody kind of sorted out. Tom Ashley trying to make a move on Corey Buskirk right now. That battle for 14th back here. Torgerson right behind it along with Whiting.
Yeah, I was watching coming off of turn 2 a second ago. Jason Jackson is driving the mess out of his car right now. I think he's definitely trying to keep pace with these front runners because they're starting to separate themselves a little bit.
Well, let's go ahead and go on board with Jason Jackson. See here, he's got that wheel cranked a little to the left.
Indeed, I'm here now.
And we got Mr. Wesley Outland in the booth on championship night. How we doing tonight, Wesley?
I'm doing well. I actually messaged you and said, hey, I made it before the starting lineup finished the grid, and then y'all bring me in. But I guess, you know, you're like me. I don't look at messages when I'm working, right?
That's right. We're working here. It's full focus, Wesley. Good
Yes,
one
sir.
brewing. Daren Bruce on a track he may not be known for has taken the lead here early on. He's got a 3-point lead over Jason Jackson back in 6th place. That lead extended now because you get a point for leading a lap. So Bruce in control of the championship. Leal trying to run him down for the race here, Wesley.
I tell you what, Adam, I'm also looking forward to calling a race with you, man. I know I've called a lot of your races in wins and done interviews for posts, but I don't think I've ever heard you call a race like a race. So we're going to have fun with this, bud. And by the way, I'm glad you're I know you had some personal things going on. I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad that things are going better for you too.
I appreciate that.
All right, back to the race. Bruce still holding off Leal here. Ripka 3rd, Recker and Williams still in tow. Jackson in 7th. There's Fleming. He's down 1 into 7th. Kennedy, who just got his first ever win and just his 3rd or 4th start at RGR, not in this series. He's sitting in 8th, up 1. Otto Viani and Tony Ratliff rounding out your top 10, and it has that feel to it. People settling in. Looking like a long run here, Adam.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a long run, but you know, when they get this spread out, Jackson being where he is, he's got to make sure he doesn't make a mistake when they come to pit road and speed. That's going to be big coming down the stretch.
And we just had a pass for the lead. Leal, who gave it up so easy, Wesley. Now it looked like Bruce returned the favor and let Leal go by. He might sail away, but Bruce has one man he has to beat. That's Jackson.
And obviously the track at Phoenix Raceway, we're on the new confines of the configuration, and they go off the dog leg, sort down where they can also bonsai into 1 and 2, 4, 5 wide. Right now they'll keep it single file, and Leal gets an easy point for the lead on Bruce as he hit the back straightaway.
Yeah, no cutting the track here tonight, Wesley. So they'll be staying above the track. You see here as they come through the tri-oval, no going below the yellow line. The whole field will stay. That makes it even trickier to pass on an already notoriously tough track to pass on.
Yeah, because, Adam, we've seen other series, leagues, races you've ran in where you can drop below that yellow line at Phoenix and try to go for some crazy bonsai moves, as I call it, but pretty fair that it's going to be even Steven.
Oh, yeah, and right now you see some of the guys are getting a little bit tight. At some point, some guys are going to start shifting, especially since they can't cut to dog leg. But, yeah, dog leg cutting changes things up for sure.
So you're thinking we'll see some shifting here tonight, Adam?
I think so too.
Yeah, traditionally, especially the way these gears are in these cars and in trucks too, right here going into 3 and 4 is where you really need that momentum to get up off the corner. And I think we're going to be seeing it coming up in the next 20 laps.
All right, that'll be interesting. I don't think shifting, if you haven't practiced it, it'll be a treat to watch people try to handle it. Battle emerging here for 7th. Fleming, Kennedy, and Ottaviani. You know Ottaviani's going to be a late comer here in this race tonight.
And just look at the patience right now, Adam, as we see him working in the corner. Like, that's, you know, just not rushing, right? I mean, all these guys just, hey, if you pass me, I'm not going to try to be aggressive to get that spot back. This is still a long way to go in this race here tonight. I mean, you know, you got 200 miles. Make it count.
Kennedy
Yeah,
just skimming the wall there.
That and, you know, Ottaviani's coming off of a win too, his first win in the series. So he's got some momentum. I mean, I expect big things out of him tonight.
Yep, both of these cars, so they got some momentum here, both of them, and they just both went by Fleming. So put the Kennedy up to 7th, Ottaviani up to 8th. They're looking good. Farther up, all status quo. Looks like Wrecker's starting to come forward a little bit as he approaches Lance, Buckshot, Rivka.
I got to ask you guys, did y'all end up running Martinsville last weekend, or did you decide to go to a different place for the semifinal race, Dean?
Yeah, they went back to Martinsville, raced the paperclip, so I'm sure that made you happy.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, we remember when they were talking about canceling it, and, you know, we
yes.
talked about it, and it's a mainstay, and I think they changed their mind, so good for them.
Now, how did the race turn out? Was it a good race? Was it, you know?
Yeah, hey, from the booth, they're all excellent, right? So you'd have to ask the drivers on that one, but I would say it was a good Martinsville race, you know, maybe 7 or 8 cautions, something like that, but not your 20 or 25 you might see on occasion at the paperclip.
But right now, George Leal running away with this one. In that 51 car, you just see the remnants of that Chevrolet. Daren Bruce, he started strong, but you know, Adam, we've seen him race many times, and obviously I think there's a strategy here to this guy, and still got over 120 laps to go. So, I mean, it's just patience right now for him holding in 2nd place.
Well, that, and, you know, he's looking at the bigger picture too. As long as he's in front of Jackson right now, that's the picture. That's the race for the championship. He's got a gap. He's led a lap. If he runs a clean race, he gets another point. You know, he's doing everything he needs to win the championship, and that's really cool to see.
Yeah, he's definitely doing that, trying to hold that position, and that's exactly who he's racing. Jackson currently, it looks like about 3 seconds back of Bruce, so, you know, Bruce ran a 28.72, Jackson a 29 flat, so, I mean, he's not making up time yet, but Jackson known to come on late. As a cloud descends over the track here at Phoenix, darkness comes over.
Yeah, and obviously that could really cause handling on these race cars too. And, you know, it's like we saw today in the NASCAR championship finale at Phoenix, believe it or not. Ryan Blaney won the battle. Kyle Larson won the war. My heart goes out to Denny Hamlin. I would have loved to have seen him finally lock up that first career just because of the emotions he's dealing with his dad. You know, it sounded like his dad's not going to be around much longer. But just, you know, there is a format, and there is a strategy, and there is rules, and there is shootout and overtime, and obviously, Adam, it worked in favor for Kyle Larson and not Denny Hamlin. But what I'm trying to refer to is you referred to, you know, the driver in 2nd place, Bruce in front of Jackson. You don't have to win the race. You just got to be the highest man of the 4 guys you're racing for the championship tonight.
Yeah, you just got to complete and win that battle.
And tonight,
right
it's
now,
only one other car.
Yeah, and that's, you know, remember when I won the championship in here in the truck series, I had to do the same thing. I had to stay in front of Batman, which was nice. I can rub that in as much as I can. But yeah, Darren's dealing with the same thing tonight.
Let's see if Jason Jackson can pull something off late. We're in the early goings. Lap 28 of 145 here in the Alive Church Xfinity Series. Live fully alive. And a little news for you, Wesley, that we broke to the audience. The sponsor from Alive Church is Mr. Mike Brown. Just had successful triple bypass surgery, so good for him.
Yes. Yes, that's great. God is good, and I'm glad that he is recovering. And I will tell you that it is a privilege, pleasure to follow Alive Church on social media as I do that, and to be one of the voices joining you guys when I can on this series has been fun too.
All right, strategy going to come into play right now, and we've got lap traffic already for George Leal, and we see a John Deere car up in the wall there. That might be Austin Krause, and it is. So the newcomer trying desperately to stay out of everybody's way, keeping her good and high, and I appreciate that. Not easy out there as George Leal works his way through some traffic. And this is where things can get hectic out here. This and pit stops. Clearly, they're going to try and go to lap 73 here, Wesley. I mean, this is going to be huge. And we watched Daren Bruce do a little practice. He's been very good on green flag stops. Has Jackson been practicing? I'm sure he has. That could be our race. Pit road. It could come down to pit road.
Yeah, money stop, obviously key coming up later on in the race, but no doubt green flag pit stop is a scenario, Adam Newton, that we really might need to possibly discover here. And you raced here at Phoenix before too. Let them know you've got to really get on the binders, really coming off of turn number 2, because the back straightaway is where you actually enter onto pit lane, and you got to sit and hit your marks before you drop into turn 3. If not, it can be costly.
Not only that, with the new update, NASCAR moved the pit road cone further in.
Right,
so the pit road cone is completely different from what we're used to. So if you haven't practiced, you can get caught speeding real quick here.
So where the cone is deep here at Phoenix, Adam, is that correct?
That's correct. So with the old update, the cone was right there as soon as you came off pit road, right where the yellow barrels were. Now the cones are further up. So you get to that line and then you got to slow down deeper in the hole.
Yeah, so if you're trying to push it, you might push it too far. If you don't push it enough, you're going to hemorrhage time. Very tricky here tonight. Expect nothing less on championship night. Right now, George Leal has navigated through the cars as he got around Brantley, the big possum, lap down in 23rd. That's hard to believe this early. Bruce hanging on. He's not far behind. Then Ripka and Wrecker. There's Williams. Jackson slowly but surely closing in. Now Jackson, what I've noticed, Adam, is he's running the same lap times for about the last 10 laps. Is that a strategy?
It could be just to try to save that right front, because traditionally, you know, some guys will be loose, overdriving the entry and blow the exit. But most of the time, you see how he scrapes the wall a little bit on exit. You'll burn that right front up. So yeah, I would definitely say that he's trying to save his tires a little bit.
Well, he might want to. We're only about halfway through this green flag run here on championship night. Wrecker's starting to put pressure on Ripka here. That battle for third place.
I tell you what, too, guys, the sun is starting to poke back out through the racetrack. And, you know, we talked about the massive cloud cover changing the handling on these cars if somebody didn't hit the right setup. Well, what if your car actually got freer, Adam, and then you start feeling good, and then the sun pokes back out, and then you feel like you get tight again or loose.
Yeah, and you see that some of these guys are definitely pushing the higher line, like I was saying earlier. This particular setup, man, you've really got to go where the grip is, no matter where it is. But yeah, they're pushing the envelope for sure.
All right, Jackson and Williams now closing in on, looks like Mickey Spear just ahead of them. Mickey gets a little loose there, so a little tentative out of Williams. Jackson looking to capitalize on the bottom.
Yeah, people didn't realize, or if they're new to the series with the Alive Church Xfinity Series, that Phoenix Raceway had a facelift, but it really didn't have a facelift, right? They basically just did like what they did with Darlington. They moved the front straightaway and everything to the backstretch where the dog leg used to be for close to 30, 40 years? And they changed it around. And I'll tell you this, I never would have thought, because I wasn't a fan of it when they first said that they were going to do it. I really wasn't, Dean and Adam. I literally was like, why are you doing that? Like, come on. I mean, Copper World Classic, the NASCAR Winston West Series, the traditional Craftsman Truck Series when they raced here, Super Trucks. That's where we remember Phoenix being Phoenix. And now you're turning it into something else. But with that being said, you've got to drive this track differently. Even though you're driving the same configuration, the strategy, am I right, Adam, changes having to negotiate around this racetrack now because of where start, finish, and everything is located now.
It does, and we saw that over the weekend in all three series. I mean,
yeah.
It really has. As the asphalt changes, we get more updates in iRacing. And I mean, look at the rubber buildup we already have. These tires are really putting out some rubber, just like what they did in the real race this weekend. And that changes the complexity of the car and whatnot completely.
Well, Jason Jackson just picked up a spot. He moves around. Claus Williams into fifth now, only 3 back of Bruce. Remember, Bruce come in with a 3-point lead. He led a lap, so that's a point. So he's got a little bit of a cushion here. Jackson has to do something special the rest of the way. There's a look at Bruce. He's got traffic around him.
By the way, as we close in on 100 laps to go, we're just talking about the Phoenix Raceway. The new configuration of the 1.609 kilometer racetrack is a D-shaped tri-oval pavement racing surface. Front straightaway banked at 9 degrees. Turns 1 and 2 are banked at 9 degrees. The back straightaway, where they're just coming off of it right now, is 3 degrees. The front stretch width, where they're hitting it currently, is 62 feet, widening from 52 feet during the 2011 reconfiguration. And the dog leg between turns 2 and 3, right, is now the radius tightened to 500 feet. And again, as Adam mentioned, all of these updates to the track was also done in real life to the track, but also on the iRacing simulation, because literally, Adam, they mimic iRacing to match exactly the blueprint. If there's a scrape in the wall, if there's a tear in the pavement, they try to make it mimic what it looks like today, no doubt.
They do, and one thing that I'm starting to see on some of the cars, and you mentioned this a little while ago about the D shape. As we continue the green flag racing, once you come past that start finish line, look how much rubber has built up down there on the bottom.
Right
you
here.
See some of these guys, once they come down this hill, they're starting to get a little bit loose right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that car will unload there a little bit. The Toad Man up into the wall a little bit as Jason Spear takes a peek underneath. That battle for 12th place. Looks like Spear's going to take
right
that.
Back. I got somebody knocking at my door, Adam and Dean. Just give me a second. I didn't realize it. Hang on a minute. I'll be right back.
Jason Spear moving up George Leal stretching out his lead, now 2.7 seconds over Bruce. Ripka and Wrecker are catching Bruce here on lap 48. So he's got a ways to go to try and hold them off. Jason Jackson still running the same lap times he's been running. And, you know, I'm not seeing a bunch of fall off, Adam. Are you surprised by that?
Traditionally with him at short tracks, no. Jason's usually really, really good at tracks like this and in Richmond and whatnot. So no, I'm not really surprised at that at all.
I mean, everybody really. We're looking at about a second and a half fall off, but they seem to have stabilized at this point. So very interesting. Everybody quite evenly matched right now. Leal still fastest man on the track as he leads.
But you notice one thing out of Leal, he's moved his line up. And that's one thing I really hadn't seen. He's low in 3 and 4, but he's moved his line up in 1 and 2. I haven't really seen that out of some of the other competitors.
Well, let's get a look here at 1 and 2. Right in that middle groove, fading her out a little bit in diamond form. It's kind of how I like to run it, Adam. Put those lefts on that seam a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. He's hitting that seam and getting that grip, and I just don't see the other guys doing it.
No, you're right. In general, they're not riding it. They're either lower or higher and coming out at different points. Wrecker trying to work on Ripka for third right now.
And my guess is, one thing that I'm watching the exhaust also in his car, and you watch these other guys, I think they're using more brake than what Leal is using. Because you watch, Leal's car carries a lot more speed through the corner than everybody else right now.
It's very interesting. Talk a lot about it, Adam, that harder braking earlier is what allows you to roll, but if you overdo it, you'll be too slow, won't you?
Oh, and it kills your drive off. And you notice that Daren, the warden, he moved up his line there that last lap, and he looked a little bit faster.
You really want people up the track. I don't mean to chuckle out of it. They look like they're on the yellow line down here, but this is the tradition of these guys. They paint that yellow line, so they are moving up, aren't they? And there you can see it.
Well, somebody that kicked their tail in a race here, and he actually helped you on Tuesdays, Jared Carr rode the wall here like nobody's business and spanked everybody one night. And that showed me that you can definitely have a lot of speed in the second and third line. But now with the marbles, you can't really ride that third line like some guys are trying to. But, we'll see somebody venture up there at some point.
Yeah, maybe it'd be someone like Claus Williams that we're looking at right now. You see Claus Williams, Ripka goes by, Wrecker trying to go by. So Claus fades a couple here. Maybe he'll move up the track.
But the biggest thing is we should be coming up on pit stops within another, 25 laps or so?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at, 73 laps would be the other side of halfway. So, yeah, 17, 18 laps, they should be coming in. Now, that's going to be the interesting part, Adam. It's dangerous. You're riding for a championship. If Daren Bruce pits, do you stay out and hope the gods give you a caution and trap Bruce a lap down?
Well, if I'm Jason Jackson and I know I got that good of a long run speed, I'm going to definitely stay out one lap to at least get a point back on him. Lead that lap. I mean, why not?
The thing with Jason Jackson's speed, as we look in on him here, is he's still running the same lap times. The problem, everybody in front of him are still running their times, which are a hair faster. So nobody's losing at this point, Adam. They've completely leveled off here. We're on lap 58, and there's just been no more drop-off in these cars.
Well, that and that's the one thing that surprises me right now is it actually looks like the gap between Jason and Daren is actually still the same or maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah, Daren almost a 5-second lead at him at this point, so it's extended. Daren has
Yeah.
been consistently faster, but I don't think Jason's been trying to push it. I think he's been running a lap time and saying they'll come back to me, but they're not coming back at him.
No, and I mean, I can't really judge nothing. I can't see your graphics thing on here, but I'm just watching, the screen and whatnot and guesstimating. But yeah, I definitely see that, he's got to push it harder if he wants this title.
Well, I mean, he's got a chance on when pit road comes up. Right now, George Leal's opened up a 3-second lead, the 51. How about George? I mean, this looks like a return to form for the 51 machine.
Well, if you look at the stats here, George has won multiple races back to back here. This is like Martinsville for me. It's a bread and butter track. For some reason, he's just got the feel of this track with his driving style, and it works.
My question is this, though, Adam. When are they coming down to the pit lane, right? I mean, they haven't pitted yet. We're going on, what, close to the halfway mark of this race? When do you pit?
Well, that's one thing I was saying to Dean. If I'm Jackson, I'm going to stay out, lead a lap. That way I get that point back on them, and then, hope that I can push the car as hard as I can. But I would have to come whenever, one lap after Daren.
That's the problem, isn't it? Daren Bruce is
Yeah,
going to know this. Daren Bruce is going to stay out. We got a whole field full of people who are going to stay out, and they're definitely going to go to the halfway mark at lap 73. So they're going to run this tank dry, in my opinion, and there's just going to be no opportunity for that. What may be open is the short pit. Could Jason Jackson come in relatively soon whenever he could think he could make it from a spot? In my opinion, he should come in and try and get that track position from Bruce, but Bruce will probably try and cover him off.
Well, like I said,
And I got another scenario, Adam, and Dean, I'm sorry, buddy. Is it going to be monkey see, monkey do, right? George Leal is up in front. You saw his car. He's got a 3.5-second lead. Behind them is Daren Bruce, Lance Ripka, Adam Recker. So, Adam, are they waiting to see Leal pull in? And when they do, you've got to, 3 seconds is enough to make a decision whether you're going to follow him or not, right?
Well, that, and since the pit road is longer now, since, they extended that front part, yeah, it is a game of monkey see, monkey do. And just looking at the time now, Jackson is 8.2 seconds back. Yeah, he's got to make a decision here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce right now got Collins on his outside. Collins, he didn't do nothing wrong or anything, but it slowed Bruce down. Ripka and Recker are right there now. Remember, they're the only cars in between Jackson and Bruce. So this is getting interesting here. Jackson's still over 4 seconds behind this group.
That was a part of me, like today, you mentioned it, Adam, and you talked about the race at Phoenix, and I, in the past for the championship races, was not impressed with the racing there. But I got to say, I thought the racing was really good this year. I don't know if it's the improvement with the tire. I was concerned about the guys popping tires, but I actually thought that the race today in the past weekend was some of the best we've seen at Phoenix in a long time. And I think that the Xfinity cars really provide a good package on the track. And sometimes you see it on the iRacing world too. These guys are really racing hard. They're racing competitively, but the handling of these cars around this tight confined track is really pristine also.
It is, and it shows who takes care of the race car. That's where the reward is. And we saw that out of Jesse Love this weekend. And we're seeing it out of Leal, because remember, at the start of the race, he let Daren go and went right back by him, and now he's pulled away. So,
well, this is something we've been talking about on iRacing, in particular with the Xfinity car, but across all NASCAR cars, those first 5 or 10 laps, if you burn them up, you're in for a long cycle on those tires. If you take it easy, the whole cycle will be better. It's a little bit almost like a cheat code in a way, but you've got to give early to get late.
No, you're right.
Right now, Tom Ashley and Paul Travis going at it. Behind them, Fleming and Torgerson battle. That battle for 14th position. As we await pit stops here on championship night. Leal, your leader. Bruce in second, looking for that championship. He's got Ripka and Wrecker all over him. Jason Jackson has clawed a 10th back. He's now 4 seconds behind in 5th position, starting to make a little headway very, very late in this run.
And see that beautiful green and black 51 machine. I mean, he just hitting his marks, doing exactly what he needs to do. And I'm a fan of Black Rifle coffee, right? I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but when I do go visit my dad and the family on the holidays, Adam, he drinks Black Rifle coffee. So I do drink some of that, and it's actually really good. The hazelnut is actually some of my favorite. But, good sponsor on that car and got a good run here, doing what he needs to do to keep himself in front of Jackson, and that's what he's doing right there in the 15 in the second spot.
Little hazelnut there. What do you think of that, Adam?
Hazelnut,
yeah, that's the way to go. I like some hazelnut coffee.
Maybe it's because we're from the South and you're from the friend of the North.
Maybe. I don't know. But not sure about this hazelnut, but we're gonna let that one go. I think it sounds good. Who knows? I never had it.
Dean probably drinks French vanilla.
Hey man, Black, man, come here. You gotta. And Daren Bruce going in early. So Bruce
here he
comes in and he storms onto pit road. A good-looking. Oh, and here comes Jackson right behind him. So Jackson, even more aggressive, sliding, locking him up. He closes to 3 seconds behind. That'll expand when they get back on the track. What a surprise, Adam! Are you surprised that Jackson followed Bruce onto pit road?
I am very surprised, and he did. Remember, I told you that cone was deeper, and you saw Jackson push that limit.
I mean, I know it wasn't the leader Leal, but it's the guys for the championship. It's monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, Jackson must think he can run him down. This is what it tells me. He says, okay, let's go mono a mono. I can do it. So we'll find out. Jackson down first. He's coming. Here comes Bruce. Jackson right there. Bruce already gassing up and going away. Jackson going to be about almost where he was. I think he gained about 2/10 there on pit road. Could be big. Ripka's in.
Yeah, I think those guys that are fighting for the championship, they got it started with the beginning of green flag pit stops, Adam, and I think now we're going to start to see more and more guys start to peel onto the racetrack. But listen to this, 75 laps completed, right, of 145 laps, and we are finally starting to now see these guys come down to the pit lane with 70 to go. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a I think you are right. I think he did gain some time on Daren on getting on pit road.
Oh, he certainly did. It's just not enough. He is currently 3.1 seconds behind Daren Bruce, and George Leal, our leader, hits pit road. But Bruce was just under 4 seconds in front of him, so he gained about 0.8 there. Great job by Jason Jackson against a notoriously good green flag stop man in Daren Bruce.
Unbelievable. 77 laps, and finally the leaders coming down to the pit lane as Leal giving up the top spot. And by the way, keep an eye on Daren Bruce and Jackson right now on the scoring pylon as we're seeing green flag pit stops happen. More pitting. Adam Wrecker is in. Michael Shane Fleming is in. And right now, what am I seeing? Where is it? They're climbing. Daren Bruce is in the top 10 now, and Jason Jackson is behind him in 14th. But could this be the money stop of the race, Adam?
Yeah, and the more cars that Daren can put between him, because right now Darren's the first car a lap down. So if anything happened right now, they had trapped those guys a lap down behind them.
Wrecker on pit road along with Tony Ratliff. Canady comes in. He smokes him at the line. Fleming goes around. So Claus Williams currently in the lead. Otto Viani in second. Jason Spear third. Tom Ashley fourth. Michael Fleming in fifth. They all have to pit. When it cycles through, Leal will be 2 seconds in front of Daren Bruce, currently stuck behind Adam Kulikowski. So Bruce is hemorrhaging a little bit here. Jackson about 3 seconds back right now. And there he goes, trying to make the move on the lap car, Kulikowski.
I'll tell you what, Adam, and I'm impressed with George Leal, dude. Look at this.
Caution!
And
Holy
there's a
smokes!
caution.
It's
Oh,
Tony
no.
Ratliff and Paul Travis have wrecked out here. We're going to have a caution. Otto Viani, Spear, and Tom Ashley have trapped several cars a lap down, but not our championship competitors. Otto Viani on pit road right now. Claus Williams on there along with Fleming. Will they get off in time? I don't know. Let's get a look at the wreck.
No, I mean, I think they'll be okay because they were on the pit lane, committed to pitting before the caution. But obviously, they're not going to get penalized for that. But, man, Adam, this changes everything right here, dude.
So we had two separate wrecks here. Hold on 1 second, guys. As we go on this replay, we have Torgerson kind of blew the corner and kind of ran over Tony Ratliff. And then you got Paul Travis somewhere here. He's coming in, and he just, under hard braking, he breaks loose. So he just kind of saved his own life. And that's it for that wreck.
Wow.
Yeah, but, you know, the saying, Dean, cautions breed cautions. Is this one of those scenarios?
There's Jason Jackson on pit road. Bruce already in. So all them come in. Adam Wrecker looks like he's staying out. Otto Viani, he'll be out along with Williams and others. I don't know. We got to wait for this to shake out. Holy cow.
Hey, and by the way, Adam, how about Daren Bruce and Jason Jackson? They pitted what 5 laps ago? They're back on the pit lane again. Why?
Well, you got to have the fresh tires. I mean, we've seen fresh tires be king, you know, many times before. And I listened to Dean and lost a race here.
God,
so, yeah, got to get them tires.
Look, it's a
But
lot
do you feel
worse.
like them tires? But do you feel like those tires got used up in that 5 or 6 lap run when the caution came out?
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot worse than it looks, folks, because Daren Bruce came on and off. I don't even know what's going on right now. Bruce was on the track for the last lap or two here. Jason Jackson just came off of pit road. He's being scored in front of Bruce. So I don't know how this has happened, but there's something funky going on, and we're going to have to wait to see this all shake out. This is getting nutty here. Guys going around the pace car. Bruce going to be one of them. So Bruce,
Did he get a, did
he
go
had to
lap
get
down
a
and we didn't
waiver
realize
round.
it? Did he get a penalty or something?
He must have had a penalty. This is championship night. What has gone on? Maybe we'll see if we can get a quick word with Daren here.
Oh, he
Daren Bruce, you got yours on, Daren?
He pitted and
Okay,
didn't beat the
hey,
pace
quiet.
car out is what they're
Daren, yes, what happened, Daren?
I pitted and didn't beat the pace car out, so I'm getting a waiver around here.
All right,
Wow.
go get him, brother. Tough break there. We'll put you back.
All right,
unbelievable.
And we're going green, and Bruce is not even caught up. Here we go.
He's gotta be
Wrecker,
on that.
Spear, Ashley, and Leal. Leal now in fourth.
That's heartbreaking, Adam. Unbelievable.
So
Talk about putting yourself in a bad spot.
he's at least on the lead lap. But Jackson now, who lost last year's championship in the Xfinity Series by like 1 point, and we're back under yellow.
Uh-oh.
The Toad Man Todd Gilly has wrecked. Let's get a look at it. So up high, Collins.
Cautions, breeding cautions, and there it is.
The Toad Man coming through, and he gets a little loose, comes down, and the nose of Fleming gets him. So
And that could have
cold
been
tires.
huge for Daren too. He barely missed that.
Well, it is huge for Daren, and I don't know what Darren's going to do, but he may want to come in again. Or for the first time, perhaps. Let's see, Daren Bruce last in on lap 81. Brad Collins, Kulikowski come in. There's the Toad Man, LaPrime on pit road as well. Wow, this thing has been flipped on its lid.
And I'm kind of watching the replay there again, Dean and Adam, and it looked like the 19 really looked like he was trying to commit to come down on the bottom, and that's Gilly, you know, and nowhere to go. The other guy in the 60, he wasn't lifting, and then obviously that contact with the 90, of Fleming happened, and just some racing deal. And Brad Collins was up into the fence also.
He was.
Right
Brad
before all
Collins
that
right
happened.
before it. And I think
Yeah.
that might have thrown Gilly's marks off. He got off the corner a little crooked, and it kind of pulled it down the track. That was that. Canady, he's our lucky dog back in 14th. So Canady back in this thing. That's a great break for him. But what a bunch of championship implications here. Jackson into 6th. Bruce will be in 12th. Our leader, Adam Wrecker. Jason Spear now in 2nd. He's good here. Tom Ashley, someone we've been talking about for weeks, one of our most improved drivers over the last year, the 62 in 3rd. Leo will have to fight from 4th, and Ripka's 5th.
And how about this, Adam? Daren Bruce, we just spoke with him a moment ago, right? And he had to take a wave around, but he's right back in the game here, back in 12th on the lead lap. You know, he said, well, he's got 6 cars in front of him as Jackson. That's what he's got to do. Remember, he don't have to win the race. He just got to catch the 86 and get around him.
Yeah, I did a little investigating on what actually happened to Daren. And what happened was pit road opened for him because they were so far ahead. He pitted, and then when he did pit, because everybody else had to catch back up with the pace car, the way that track is with that longer pit road, the pace car trapped him.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly what happened. He jumped pit road because they opened it. Wrecker off to a great start. Spears slides into 2nd. Ashley trying to hold off Ripka as he fights Leal. Leal goes to the high side.
Look at that battle for the top spot up ahead, Wrecker and Spear. And look at that gaggle of traffic behind him on the inside. Tom Ashley taking no holds barred. Here comes George Leal right back on the top. He's got friends. Lance Ripka there at Dean, pushing him on the outside out of 4.
Unbelievable. These guys have finally taken to the high side, something the Bulldogs been screaming for, and they're driving right around people at them.
Oh, yeah.
Spear down the track. Jason Spear is pulling off. Apparent penalty for Jason Spear. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that and several guys just hit the wall coming off of 2.
Seen that too. Don't know if Bruce was one of them. He may have been.
Nonetheless, we race on. Spear, tough break for him onto the pit lane. One of the lone
Oh,
adversaries
contact!
on the bottom.
Ottaviani into Ripka. Ripka up into the wall.
Lance
Jackson
Ripka
gets
up.
by.
I can't believe it. He saved that car. I thought he was going to come back down and hit the pack.
That's the danger of the high side here at Phoenix. Anybody overdrives underneath you, they're going to come in and give you a shot. Jackson got by, though, so a big break for him. He's in 5th. Bruce right there, right behind him now, behind Ripka and Williams. Can Bruce do something here?
Yeah, and Jason's penalty was passing under yellow. He was another, one that got caught up in the circumstance of the pace car with iracing.
Yeah, it's not modeled great here at Phoenix right now, and problems do happen. Bruce up high. Ripka goes around Williams. Now Bruce will try to do the same. And we're back under caution. Don't know what happened. It looked like Travis. Something's happened to Paul Travis up there.
A lot of 88 in the fence, guys. Paul Travis in the wall. Wow.
Let's see. We right here looking at Travis. Here comes Herb Ashley. Behind Herb just gets into his rear end. He spins him, then straightens him out, sends him into the wall. And that might be all she wrote for Paul Travis. So big decision time. Jackson 5th, Bruce 7th, Adam Wrecker in the lead. Wrecker pulls off and goes down pit road, and everybody's going to follow. Nobody's going to gamble here. Hard to believe. Nobody's going to take it.
Yeah, I was going to say you will have status quo on this deal.
I mean, you mentioned it, though, Adam, earlier. There's like, 50 laps to go now? So if you got tires, use them. And I think that's exactly what they're doing. Even though they pitted lap 80, 85, whichever. But, cautions breed cautions. You mentioned that. But as we hit here to 50 to go, listen, this could be the final stop of the race, and it might not. I mean, there's a strategy here, and I think they're just trying to play the game, and especially Bruce hanging with Jackson. Anything Jackson Bruce or Bruce Jackson does, Dean Adam, I think they're going to mimic one another. They're going to follow each other to the till here to decide who wins the championship.
Bruce will gain a spot because Ripka is going to repair some work here. So Bruce now only a couple of spots behind. Remember, he came in with a 3-point lead. He's led a lap. That apparently, before. There's some other funky scoring here with RGR that I'm not privy to at the moment. But Bruce has a little bit of a lead here, only being 2 behind Jackson, in my opinion.
Well, now you can also, one thing that you like to do, or, one thing I like to do, but you say I'm never that close, is let me show you the nose of my car in your mirror. I got to make you make a mistake. And now it's Daren's turn to do that to Jackson.
Yeah, he'll line up right behind him here, Wesley.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, what is it, a couple of spots narrowly between one another. You got Wrecker in the lead, George Leland. We saw how good the Black Rifle Coffee Company 51 machine Chevrolet was. Now you got Bowtie and Ford on the front row. Then you got Ashley and Jackson. It's Chevrolet and Fords all through the top 5. And then you got Jackson again in 4th. Bruce right behind him. Would you have it any other way as these guys get ready to come back down to the restart zone? Other drivers taking the wave around. Here we go. Pace car is in. They're getting ready to come back to it one more time, and it's 50, under 50 to go. 49 to go here at the green flag here, Dean.
Here we go, where champions are made down in Phoenix. Wrecker with a good start. Leal on the outside. He's got Ashley down low. He's trying to clear him. Not quite there yet.
And Bruce had a great start, too, on that go. But, man, you see those guys riding the wall back there. But I think as long as Daren can put the pressure on him, he'll be fine.
And they come off the corner squirrely. Bruce and Ottaviani a little loose. Jackson trying to go around Ashley. Bruce trying to follow him. He does not want to lose him. Ottaviani trying to get the power down again and can't.
Jason Jackson and Daren Bruce are right there within the crosshairs of one another for 4th and 5th position. He goes high, trying to get something again, Adam.
Oh, and Ashley! Tom Ashley has slid down to the inside wall. Will stay green.
Right in front of the leaders, fighting for the title also, Adam, and they saved it.
Move them up
Yeah, that
to
was
third
big.
and fourth, Adam. Adam Wrecker just set the fastest lap of the race. He's got clean air and he's looking to take advantage. He wants this win. He might not be the champion, but him and Leal battling for the win right now. Jackson and Bruce, third and fourth. Bruce could sit right here as long as Jackson doesn't take another spot, and I think he'd be champion. Jackson has to know that.
I'm noticing two things right now, Adam. One is the fact that that rubber that you mentioned earlier is built up, and rubber is all around the racetrack. I mean, you can literally see it glaze like a sprinkly, shiny donut from Krispy Kreme, if you will. And secondly, if you're Jackson and Bruce, you got to be on your binders watching all of this going on around you, because Brantley, when he lost it, by the 62, by the way, I'm sorry, when he hit the wall, they were right there amongst all this going on. So you got to remember, when Ashley hit the wall, there's a race within a race. They got to race each other, but they got to race everybody else around them. There's got to be some patience here, though, as they hit the home stretch.
Lap
Yeah, and you can see
101.
right now that Jackson is really driving the wheels off of that car. Watch where his flames are coming out on his pipes. He's trying to get up there to race those guys. Because with Daren being there, his only chance to win the championship is win the race.
We go on board with Daren Bruce, right behind Jackson. Late breaking out of Bruce there.
Oh, and Dean, something else to think about, too. It's a daytime event here at Phoenix today, right? It's not at night. Racing at night at Phoenix, totally different than the daytime. You want to talk about the weather elements, you want to talk about the cloud cover, the sun, the track conditions, okay? 78 degrees sim temp. Track temp is close to 90 degrees at 87 degrees right now. That's going to get them slipping. That's going to get them sliding. Not to mention also all that burn-up rubber all over the racetrack.
Yeah, not to mention the sun in your eyes. Bruce looking for the spot, trying to take it away from Jackson. Jackson closes the door. That sun's starting to set here in another half hour. It might be in their eyes. It's already glaring off the track. These guys putting their hearts on the line here tonight.
Well, like I said, he's doing what he needs to do. He's showing Jackson, hey, I'm here. You're not going to get any more spots. This is my championship.
That is what
Adam,
he's saying.
Hey, Adam, you've been in these kind of battles before, fighting for a championship. When do you go? When does Bruce say, you know what, I just need to get around the 86, that enough is enough? Or is there a different patient level when you're racing for the championship, especially the final here tonight?
Different patient level for sure. Because right now, Daren is doing what he needs to do to win this thing. And, you know, patience for Jackson, no, he's got to go. But yeah, Daren, yes, he's got to show patience over the next 40 laps.
Unbelievable here. It always seems to work out this way. Nose to tail. Bruce starts to the inside. Oh, and they go in and they're wrecking. Bruce into Jackson. Around he goes. Caution. Jackson into the wall. Wow.
Well, patience zigged and zagged on that last play there, Adam. Oh, man. I don't think they got your memo.
Let's get a replay, and you can see it about to happen. We'll go back up to Bruce if we can find him here. And we'll go slow motion here. Well, we're going to get down to the next corner. He makes a move to the inside. We go quarter speed. Jackson coming down. Bruce trying to brake. Can't get down to the bottom, or not sure. That's kind of a racing deal. Well, I think he was trying. I know Daren, he's not a dirty driver, but man, their hearts are pumping, and they were really trying to do something.
I mean, I'm not trying to call him a dirty driver, but he's got his line, and he ain't letting it go. Am I right, Adam? Bottom line.
Yeah, Daren both ways. Daren doesn't race that way, and he's holding his line, which I would have done the same thing. But now both these guys have damage. Now this makes a whole nother race.
And who's got the worst, right? Jackson took a little shot in the rear end after the wreck as well. You can see it's buckled there. That's problematic. We know that'll make for a loose race car. We'll see what happens here on pit road. He's in. Bruce into his stall clean. Wow.
They talk about aerodynamics and handling. I mean, the front messed up, the back end messed up. Definitely, you know. And am I right, Adam? There's no fast repair in this series. So are they going to take some time on the pit lane and go on the DVP clock?
Bruce is.
Damaged vehicle policy clock. They got to use some time here to try to fix damage. If
they're both sitting there right now, Wesley. They're both on pit lane.
That's right.
Yeah, but I don't think Daren's damage is as bad as Jackson's.
I think Daren's looking in his mirror waiting for Jackson to go. That's what's going on here. Or Jackson's waiting for Bruce to go. One of the two. And there goes Bruce. Does Jackson come off of pit road? He'll try and beat the pace car. Here comes the pace car. He got a boogie here.
So Adam, how much damage, well, time-wise, what time frame does it fix damage-wise? Because you can still see the rear end is still bowed in and bent. You know, what did you fix that quickly for those cars?
About 28 to 29 seconds of damage.
And that is the equivalent of maybe trying to fix the taper on the front to keep the radiator from getting blowed and blowing an engine, busting the radiator. Front end not getting more damage than what it was, basically something of that effect.
Pace car off the track.
So can we just say that these cars, Adam, are not at 100% right now, Jackson or Bruce? So they got to be careful.
Bruce's car is fixed. I just chatted with him. Jackson's car is still really messed up.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Wrecker and Leal up front. Williams and Ripka in row 2. We're back. Green flag racing. Up front, Wrecker getting away, doing a nice job. At the back, you got Bruce and Jackson way back there, near the back. This is going to be hard to keep track of. My goodness. Hard racing up front. Claus Williams trying to make a move.
Hey, Dean, remember that lap and remember that moment, what happened between those guys, because that could be the turning point of the race right now for possibly the championship. But for right now, Adam Wrecker in the lead. Behind them, they are going 2 and 3 wide. If they can get there, truck cars all around the place headed into 3.
Man, Otto Viani driving the wheels off of it back here in the 53. Canati comes underneath them, can't get it done. He's back in line. Back to our championship competitors. There's Bruce. He's currently in 15th as he passes Herb Ashley. Jason Jackson, 2 spots back. Car heavily damaged. Not a lot of hope for him right now.
And Adam, Bruce and Jackson are still separated by only 2 positions on the racetrack. I mean, it's not done. Not yet.
It's not, and he's driving the wheels off that car as best as he can. But, I mean, right now, all Daren really has to do is just stay in front of him.
It's a matter of just don't die for Daren Bruce right now. And, you know, things can happen in front of him. There's a race going on, too, here. Don't forget, Adam Wrecker assumed the lead with that late caution on the green flag run. And now he's taking advantage of this clean air. Can George Leal come up here and take what he believes is his?
And that's what you got to think about, obviously, what you just said, Dean. The drivers of Bruce and Jackson had a chance to not only win the battle and the war. Well, they got in a tangle, and then they put themselves in a position with damaged cars. So now they're going to have to settle it amongst themselves for the title. But up front, you still got 5-10 cars that got a shot here, Adam, to win this race now. And I'm not saying that Bruce or Jackson can't get back up in the front, but I think their strategy with 30 laps to go has changed here for the finish of this race.
Yeah, it definitely has. But, you know, one thing they got to be vigilant about, even being this far back, is they can't let Lance win this race.
Well, there is. That's a great point, Adam. Lance Ripka, the outsider, the third place car. Is it possible? Is he going to have enough points to maybe come up here and snatch this thing for himself? I mean, I don't think it is, folks, but hey, stranger things have happened.
I'm just doing some quick math. If he wins the race, leads the lap, finishes clean, and finishes several cars in front of them, he's going to be able to knock some points off real quick.
He certainly is, Adam. It's a great point. Wow. Ripka all of a sudden alive in this thing, sitting in third place behind Leal and Wrecker. He must win.
And being at by the way, the perfect time, under 30 laps to go. I was going to say that.
Yeah, 27 to go at the line here. Adam Wrecker about to take the flag here, so to speak. We're on lap 119. Adam Wrecker holding off Leal, Ripka in third, Otto Viani and Claus Williams your top five. Michael Kennedy in sixth. Kulikowski, how about Kulikowski? He recovered into seventh, and Jason Spear, who had to take a wave around after a phantom penalty was given to him, and he's back up into eighth. Corey Buskirk into the top 10. Brad Collins, who was in the wall virtually a lap down earlier on in the race, is now into the top 10, and Rincon in 11th is up 13th right now. And Brantley, who was lapped early in this race, is on the lead lap in 11th.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, I'm watching this right here, Adam. There's a bad moon on the rise. That's a storm brewing right there if something goes wrong.
Right in front of Bruce.
Yeah, and I was just actually talking to him a little bit about that, and he's just trying to ride and maintain right now.
Oh, and they're wrecking. There goes Rincon down to the inside wall. What a hard lick for Rincon. We're under caution. Holy cow.
Those cautions, I'm telling you.
I literally just said, watch that over there. I think a storm's brewing, and there it was.
And
by the way,
right behind Bruce.
Goodrich car right there.
You see Bruce just ahead of him. He tags the wall, comes down into Fleming, and that could have been Bruce just moments ago, was right underneath him.
But did you notice something before he hit the wall? I talked about it earlier in the race. The car unloading in that area. And that's exactly what happened to him. But now, if guys take less gas, if they put more gas in there, they're going to be driving even harder.
Does
Those
Jackson
cars are
stay
get
out?
Loose.
Oh, Jackson was already on pit road, so he was willing to take longest line penalty. He came in early. I was thinking Jackson could stay out. Oh, we're not done yet, folks.
Adam, who's got tires left and who don't? Or are you just coming in to top off the fuel tank?
Everybody's pretty much got tires. I think they got 2 sets left. So everybody will be good to go on that. It's just going to be the matter of who takes gas and who doesn't to tighten and loosen the car up.
By the way, Dean, this puts Daren Bruce and Jason Jackson back in the game if they can play their cards right.
It's so interesting. Lots to think about and talk about. Wrecker sneaks by Leal on exit, so he holds the lead. Ripka third, Ottaviani and Williams your top 5. Kennedy, Kulikowski, Spear, Buskirk, and Collins your top 10. There is Daren Bruce. Jason Jackson, done.
Wow.
He is on there, and he is several laps down now. Jason Jackson out of the championship.
That's a tough break for him because he's had an outstanding season. But now that, mixes it up for, like I said, Lance is now in the picture. So can
Adam,
he make,
I had 2 heartbreaks this weekend. My Blue Jays lost, and then my Lions lost. I mean, I'm over-dramatizing it for sure. But Jackson lost the championship last year by like a single point. Tonight, he gets wrecked out, and he's out of this thing. He's got to be heartbroken.
Yeah, that's a tough break for him. I mean, I don't even know how he feels at this point.
Angry, sullen, perhaps, depressed, perhaps. He'll get over it. We got a race to complete. 21 to go at the line. Wrecker and Leal, Ripka and Ottaviani in row 2, Williams and Kennedy in row 3. Leal tucking right up beside, but Wrecker gets away anyway. Ripka trying to get underneath him. He can't quite get there. Yes, he is there. So Ripka still with a very outside chance at this thing. Could it be the miracle night?
We had some fireworks between those two last week at Martinsville. It could be it's time to go. I might show you the chrome horn a little bit.
Absolutely, you're correct.
Ripka, guys. I'm watching Ripka. Look at him going for second. He's trying to get around Leal.
And that's what Adam's talking about. There's history between those two. Brad Collins, something happened to him. He's gone to pit road, no caution. Leal got away from Ripka.
And you know the old cliche, Adam Newton, you're a driver yourself. Drivers have a very good elephant memory. And sometimes the payback comes when you want something the most, like a championship or a win.
Yeah, the only they frown upon that in this league, but yes, you definitely don't forget. I haven't forgotten mine, but yeah, you're right on that.
There is Bruce back in 10th position, right behind Kulikowski and Buskirk there. He'll take to the high side.
He's just trying to save face. And I say that in no disrespect to our buddy in the 15th Chevrolet and Daren Bruce. He's already had his share of trials and tribulations tonight, this season for that matter. He's up. He knows Jackson's out, right? That's his nemesis. That's the guy that he knew he had to beat. Now what he's got to do is just stay out of trouble, but he's got to stay within striking distance of not letting Lance Ripka get ahead of him by too many positions to try to have him still a championship.
Yeah, and the other thing we talk about too is racers got to race, Wesley. They've got to stay, within what they've already been doing. It's a rhythm thing. If they try to slow down, they're more likely to crash, not less likely. So, Adam, do you like what you're seeing from Daren right here?
I do, and like I said, just have to keep your car clean, and you got it. I mean, I like the racing that we were seeing beforehand, and that's just my heart goes out to Jason Jackson. I've lost one that way myself, and yeah.
Yeah, it's heart-wrenching, no doubt about it. There's a look at Adam Wrecker, about 0.5 of a second to George Leal in second, Ripka third, Williams fourth, and Ottaviani fifth. Can Adam Wrecker hang on here in the last race? We're coming down to 14 to go.
Yeah, it's coming down to the short hairs of this race, right? It's coming to the end. Adam Wrecker now up in the top spot. George Leal, Lance Ripka, Claus Williams, man, what a good run for Claus. Michael Ottaviani with a good solid top 5, but all the while, Daren Bruce cracking the top 10, Adam. He's in 9th as he works his way down that back straightaway.
Yeah, as long as Daren can stay where he's at, he's good to go. I think he feels pretty comfortable on that. He's just got to, keep an eye on Lance. That's a big thing. But
Jason Jackson back on the track, Adam.
Yeah, I was just actually watching that. I went to his in-car camera. His wheel is actually messed up on his car, but this will be Daren's first championship in this RGR series.
All right, not over yet. 13 to go. Adam Wrecker stretching his legs, pulling away now, opening up a 1 second lead as once again we see clean air is king, and it's not just air, it's clean line too, isn't it, Adam?
Oh yeah, and he's running that line that we were talking about earlier, and he's putting good use of that, and we just see Jason Jackson retired.
Yeah, he come out, did a couple laps, can't drive it like that much longer, and he pulled over. I don't think he can make up the laps at this point, so that's very unfortunate. But we got another race, and Adam Wrecker wants it pretty bad here. The Columbia machine looking to return to victory lane. Leal stalking him, now 1.1 back. Ripka, Williams, and Ottaviani there. How about Jason Spear? What a recovery at him.
Yeah, he definitely had a huge recovery. And I mean, what's your thoughts on this and how he's turned his luck around tonight, Wesley?
I mean, look, if this is a race that was 145 laps. If you're going to have any bad luck, if it happens at the beginning, you dust yourself off and you find a way to get back in the battle. Now, did he struggle that first long green flag run of the race? Yes, he did. But then again, Dean, the cautions came out. And like Adam said, by the way, with under 10 to go now, cautions bring cautions. That put the 83 right back in the cycle, get back on pit lane, make some changes, get adjustments, get back in the game. And that's exactly what he's done outside the top 5 right now with a solid 6th position, maybe more to end the season. By the way, as I said, 9, make it 8 to go when they come to the line.
Yeah, he might be a little bit of a wreck at this point, Wesley. He's been through it. The caution, after the one caution is cycled through, he's in 2nd place. Then they give him a penalty. He's like, I just got here. You got to be kidding me. You got a penalty. So then they're thrown by iracing. It's not an admin thing or anything. But so he had to fall back, get a wave around. Here he is. Good finish. Battle in front of him. Ottaviani still stalking Claus Williams and Lance Ripka.
All right, I got one for you real quick, Dean. Test Wesley's knowledge.
Throw it at him.
That 83 car, Wesley. Why does Jason Spear drive that particular car in that color?
I mean, I don't know Jason Spear that well, but I would say it looks like the old Crown gasoline colors. Am I close to that?
Hold on, before you answer, this car used to be all blue, just like the hood, right? No reflection, matte blue.
I'll give you a hint. So he drove at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Rocket Tim Brown.
That's right.
There you go. It's going to be tough to stump old Wesley, I'm telling you. That show's still coming.
Listen, I was going to take that, and then it looked like it was the Crown gasoline car. It looked like from back in the day in the old, I want to say it was Phil Parsons drove it back in the day in the Xfinity Series too, but beautiful looking car. 5 to go, guys. Adam Wrecker. How about this? Car 11. Could have won the race today for the championship. Come up short. The Columbia 11. Looks like a throwback of this car this season that Hamlin drove a couple of times. He's leading the way. Adam Wrecker trying to win here, Dean, in the home stretch at Phoenix.
Yeah, and these are the type of wins that actually matter more than people realize. You put your confidence up there near the top going into next season. You let everybody in this field know, hey, I'm here next year. I'm someone you got to fear. I can win anywhere, anytime. Adam Wrecker trying to do that. He is stretching it out right now over George Leal and Lance Ripka.
And Wrecker, shows up when it counts. We've seen this time and time again throughout the whole season with him.
There's a look at the Warden. Rocking that Alive Church machine, on a series sponsored by the Alive Church here. He's got the only one with it on his hood, on the side. He is looking to bring that championship home. I think it's a fait accompli at this point. And what a job by the Warden. but Adam Wrecker is still out here. 2 to go. He's coming to the white flag.
What did Johnny Cash say that day when he done that deal at Folsom Prison? This one's for your warden. And
Yep.
it's perfect for the guy, Daren Bruce, currently in the top 10. Listen, give props to Lance Ripka, right? The only Toyota in the field that's in the top 5, only 2 in the top 10, but he's trying so hard to take this thing to the finish. Dean, he's got the white flag. He's ready to end this thing, buddy, to be a champion.
Adam Wrecker down through the final corner. The 11, the Columbia machine of Adam Wrecker, gonna win here at Phoenix. Leo second, Ripka third. Bruce will come around in 8th place and win the championship. What a night we had tonight. A little bit of ebbs and flows, a little pit road mania, and on-track mania as well, Adam. Something you don't see. Jason Jackson and Daren Bruce coming together.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really stoked for Daren because, you know, I was part of a couple championships with Spear, and he brings home now the 4th team championship. And, you know, for that team, and that's just awesome. And like I said, my heart goes out to Jason Jackson. Still a great year and whatnot, and congrats to Wrecker. You know, he's had a big year, new baby, marriage, whole 9 yards. So heck of a night for him too.
Awesome deal here, Adam Wrecker. Very solemn burnout here, but you can be guaranteed he's extremely happy. Let's check out our race results here and see where everybody else finished tonight. We had our top 5, Spear in 6th, Canady, Bruce with the championship in 8th, Kulikowski with a top 10, Buskirk in 10th, Fleming, Brantley, Whiting, Herb Ashley, LaPrime, Tom Ashley, Brad Collins, and there's Jason Jackson. I mean, tragedy for him, 23 laps down. There's a few others like Travis and Rincon, Gilly also, Tony Ratliff, Torgerson. A lot of good cars down here, Wesley.
Yeah, it really was, man. And obviously you're seeing the rest of the rundown. Torgerson, Mickey Spear, Austin Krause, obviously, Ian Spear, problems. They had to go out early, but let me say something. To have close to 30 cars for your championship finale, that sets that speaks high volumes about the RGR iRacing League, the Alive Church Xfinity Series. You know, I know Adam will agree with me. I know he runs other leagues as well. Dean, I know you run iRacing too. There's some leagues that when you get to the postseason or you get to the playoffs or you get to a point where guys feel like that they're not in the hunt anymore, the names start to taper off, the entries start to taper off. But I'll tell you, though, to have 26 guys take the green flag for the finale of the season, that shows the strengths of the series, man. Pretty good job tonight here.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. Matter of fact, they won't try. I mean, it was just great here. RGR doing a great job. Adam Wrecker with the win. Bruce with the championship. We'll take a short break. We'll come back, and we'll talk to those gentlemen. At the updated Legends cars there. They're always a blast. Anybody wants to go, and a good place to start, isn't it, Adam, down in Legends?
Yeah, Legends cars are fun. I enjoy driving those. It's always a good time to, especially at the road course, which I know is your favorite thing.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in Mr. George Leal. George, second place here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, a tough night, George. And what we've seen is, early on, you let Daren Bruce go. It looked like you let him go anyway, not willing to push that car. And on the long run, you come back around. What were you thinking at the time?
Yeah, he was pushing it pretty good, and I didn't want to enter the corners that hard and just let him go. And I figured I'd come back pretty good at the end of the run, and I was doing pretty good there until that caution came out. I'm sure it made the race more exciting now.
Well, yeah, I mean, partly yes, partly no. We'll get into that some other time. But, so that run, you let Bruce go, you're running down, chase him down. Now we get down to the end, and you got Wrecker out here with clean air. And, man, he just too tough to run down this time. Not enough laps, really, either, George.
Yeah, the cautions are killing me. We got one. I think we got a restart with like 60 to go, and then maybe somewhere around 45 to go, and I still felt pretty good about it. And then when we started getting down there below 30 laps and getting a couple restarts, all I could do is I was trying to get by him just to get control of the restart, because the inside on the restart that's a cheat code at Phoenix. So, but I just couldn't do it. He's so good on the short run, so he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, I mean, and it's difficult here. The starting spot, tell us a little bit about that. I mean, there's two things really I want to ask you about, so I'll just ask both. One, that starting spot on the track here at Phoenix, and as well as pit lane. I mean, we did have some green flag stops. It could be a little tricky with the cones a little deeper there.
Yeah, you definitely have to be aware of where that cone is, because you could really lose a lot of time if you slow down too soon. But I didn't actually get a. Well, I guess I did do my green flag stop, didn't I? I did it real slow, trying to make sure I didn't mess up.
Well, sometimes safety first, that's all good. But George, a solid race here. We can expect you back next season, I take it?
Yeah. My daughter's been playing high school volleyball, so I've been doing that's where I've been on Thursdays. But Sundays I've just been kind of laying low, and Adam knows we got hunt season going on now, so we'll see what happens.
And that's right. The Bulldog does know the ghillie suits are out. Congrats on second, George. We'll give you the mic. Anybody you want to shout out or thank?
Yeah, mainly just shout out Mike Brown. Everybody knows he's had a pretty serious heart surgery, and wish him a speedy recovery on that. And thanks for all his and Shannon Brown's support for this league. And thank Kylie Glass and East Coast Web Printers for their support as well. And big congrats to Adam Recker and as well as Daren Bruce on the championship.
All right, Adam, that was George Leal, the 51, with a second place finish here tonight. Well,
I got Adam Recker down here, the winner. Man, phenomenal drive. Tell us about how you did this, man. You just had a clean car and speed, and you held off the fastest guy in the field. Tell us about it.
Thanks, Adam. I guess I kind of got lucky. When we pitted the first time, I came out on the lead lap, and that caution fell out. But everybody else went into pit again, so I just got the lead, and I just tried to stay out front. And I told George in the waiting room, like, man, I was scared because I know he was really fast. I mean, when the beginning of the run, he had like a 4 or 5 second lead on us, and I know he was he's really good at this track. Like, he's really good everywhere. But no, I just tried to time up my restarts and just keep him guessing a little bit. And I was running as hard as I could those last I don't know, last 50 laps.
Well, I mean, this is pretty big for you. I mean, this is your fourth win on the season. I mean, would you say that you've had a really, really good season? I mean, overall, I mean, you've had so many good things happen in your life personally and stuff, and now the icing on the cake for the end of the season. What's your thoughts moving into next season?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting more comfortable. Like I was telling Darren, when I first started racing, I would just burn the tires up. So I just got to be getting more and more patient with the car, getting the feel. Um, and I'm looking forward to the next year, or next season. I know I missed a couple of races because like of life events and stuff, but no, definitely looking forward to it for sure.
But those were cool at life event stuff. You've had a lot of good things happen this year. But I mean, I'm looking at this thing, and just to give you an update, you finished 5 points behind second and third tied at 14 points behind the champion. You really have a legitimate shot next year to fight for the title. Can you do it?
Yeah, I think I can. All these guys in the league are really good racers. I mean, it's a battle week in, week out. It's tough racing here. A lot of good drivers, like I said. But yeah, no, I definitely could do it. Just got to keep the car clean. Just be patient on the long runs because we always race long runs here. So just got to keep the tires under you, and then hopefully at the end we'll have a shot.
Well, Adam, I'm gonna give you the mic. Congratulations on your, season-ending win, and just a phenomenal season, and give you shout outs to anybody you want to thank, man.
Yeah, appreciate that, Adam. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys. You guys always put on a good show, week in, week out. Always love tuning in after the race, listening in. Give thanks to our three main sponsors: Alive Church, East Coast Web Printing, Kylie Glass. Um, they they put us on the air to keep us on the air for you guys. So we appreciate them, and thanks to everybody like in the league or my teammates. I mean, Todd always says it. I always say it every time. Like this is the best league on the service. We race with respect, we're clean, and we just like to have a lot of fun.
All right, that was Adam Recker, race winner here tonight. We'll turn it over to Mr. Wesley Outland here.
I believe I'm gonna grab.
You got
The
Daren
champion.
Bruce here, the warden.
Well, I'll say this much. I'll ask one question, and then I'm going to turn it over to the real voices of Wind Tunnel TV, Adam and Dean, to carry the rest of the champion interview. Thank you, guys. Daren, I've known you for a number of years in the sim world, obviously calling events. Sometimes you've had bad luck, more good this season in this series. If I'm keeping my stats and info in my head correct of all the events I've ever followed you, I think this is your first ever series league sim championship. What does it mean to do it with the Alive Church Xfinity Series, champ?
Oh man, this is pretty cool, man. It's just cool. I did win a championship a couple of years ago in a truck league, in a wind tunnel racing truck league, but that's been several years ago. I usually go on a lot of vacations and stuff, and don't have I usually miss a lot of races, so I'm usually not in contention for a championship.
Daren, I can hear it in your voice. This one comes with a bit of a sour taste. Tell us about what happened.
I don't know. I was going to ask y'all what happened.
Well, it's racing, right, Daren? It's hard to say for
Yeah,
certain. Angles on the corner can look different from different angles, but you guys just came together on entry there, and boy, you guys were giving it your all, weren't you?
yeah, and I feel sick about that. I'll be honest. I started this Palladium Park after that because I hated that happened. I don't, I don't know, man. I thought I had the inside track there, and then we came together, and I just felt sick about that, man.
Well, I can tell you this much, that it was probably yours to take anyway. You had a little cushion on the points. You led a lap. What were you thinking early when you were able to get out there and get that lead away from George Leal?
I figured that was going to be short lived. George is good at Phoenix. I just wanted to get out there early and get that lap lead, get that bonus point early, and then after that, I was just kind of trying to manage what went on. But after you had a couple of cautions, and then I kind of screwed myself pitting that one time there. I thought I was going to sneak out there with some newer tires, and I didn't beat the pace car out and had to take a wave around. That got me behind. But it was a pretty interesting race. It wasn't dull.
No. No, it wasn't at all, Darren. And there was a outside chance that if you guys kept mucking it up, maybe Lance come in here and steal this thing away from you. So, so you had to finish here, and you did that, man. I mean, these things are long, and something else I want to kind of pump you up a little bit about. Like, I mean, you're rocking that Alive Church paint job. It's a one-off out there. You got it on the hood and on the side. How good does it feel to win the Alive Church Xfinity Series in that paint?
And that's pretty awesome whenever you get the paint job with the main sponsor and win some races and win a championship. And hey, but above all else and everything else, put life in perspective. Thoughts and prayers to Mike Brown.
Yeah, absolutely, Darren. We've mentioned it a couple of times, and we're thinking of him and hoping everything's going well with that recovery. Happy and thoughtful that he had made it through the surgery. That's fantastic news, and it's fantastic to have you as a champion, Darren. I mean, you're going to be a great representative of RGR here, and you'll go into the annals of history now as a champion. So congratulations, my friend. We'll give you the mic. Anything you'd like to say, any sponsors you'd like to shout out.
Yeah, we want to give a shout out to Kalu Glass and East Coast Web Printers, and mainly Alive Church. They do this Sunday night series, and again, thoughts and prayers with Mike Brown. Say thanks to my teammates. The Spear guys got a couple trophies and got a championship trophy for the Spear Motorsports trophy case now, and I always want to thank my wife for letting me do this and say hey to my grandkids, and my sister. She's always out here on watching the races on chat and stuff. And that's about all I got. I've been sick all evening, and I'm about ready to get back to bed.
All right, our champion going back to bed. That's Daren Bruce, the Warden, the champion here in the Alive Church Xfinity Series. A big congratulations to him. Wesley, we thank you for being here, man, on championship night. Had a little bit of everything tonight, didn't we?
It certainly did, and obviously, always a privilege to join you whenever I can, sir. Filling in. Thank you, of course, Adam Newton. I've called many of his races. I will still continue to call his races, even tomorrow night for that matter, for the Bulldog. But obviously, what a great strategy guy, and what a great race it was. This race had all the emotion, all the excitement. The Jackson Bruce moment contact was the equivalent of what happened with about 50 laps to go between Denny Hamlin and William Byron banging fenders. Basically battling there, going at it. It was a great race. It was fun. Congratulations to Daren Bruce on the championship, and hope everybody enjoys a much-needed rest. It sounds like you guys are ending the season, and we'll wind it back up whenever the guys get the real thing started next year. But Adam, Dean, pleasure. Thank you, guys. I'm taking the dog out.
Okay, you go take that dog out. Adam, your thoughts here as we wind down this Phoenix race and this championship?
Yeah, I second a lot of the things Wesley just said. I mean, it's been a phenomenal season. Been fun doing the broadcast with you, and especially first time doing it with Wesley tonight. And look forward to see what goes on for next season and get a little break and recoup and just go from there.
All right. We got some recouping to do out here. I got to recoup because I probably drank a little too much here in the booth again, but I'm going to be just fine, folks. I keep on trucking, and we'll be back probably not much longer than a week, but we got 2 more championships. We got Tuesday and Thursday yet, so come and tune for that. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Adam the Bulldog Newton, and special guest Wesley Outland in the booth tonight. That's going to wrap it up from Phoenix Raceway, and we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel.